I'm going to be joined now by my colleague, Kade. Kade, a big one. I'm sure that you've...
I'm jogging too. I'm jogging this morning. I'm getting fit already.
No, it's too early. So that you have energy for us to do the show first.
Let me just take it easy.
So then. Take it easy first, so that we have a lot of energy to execute the show.
Does this work? Is this calm?
You see, calm down, relax. No pressure.
Okay, no pressure. Jeffrey, I just came from the online. As I said.
On the online?
On the online.
Not from the abroad?
No, not from the, from the online. And there's a lot to talk about, a lot of talking points. But I'd like us to start with this video that trended yesterday. It was a video at the presidential villa. You know, there was that emergency meeting which the president had with governors and some members of the cabinet.
I know where this is going.
So I'd like you to watch this video and tell us what you think, maybe. But we'll be back. So there you see the governor of Rivers State. You know, we walked in and he approached the Vice President Kashim Shettima to greet him. Of course, that's like the most senior in the room at that time. And then you see the Vice President looking around and then pointing to someone. And then the governor of Fubara says, "Oh, the Minister of the FCT, former Governor Nyesom Wike, there he is." They shake hands, a little smile, and life goes on. Jeffrey, you're very familiar with Rivers State politics. What do you see there?
Oh boy, I comment my reserve. Not I reserve, I comment. But hey, it's politics. I'm sure the vice president is just being, let's be as cordial as this, you know. I wouldn't know whether the governor actually saw the FCT minister. I can't say whether I actually saw the FCT minister. But he passed him, so you can see him moving. That's the FCT minister. I passed him. Minister of Agriculture. Then SGF spoke to the vice president while he was greeting both. Sir, can you just say hello? Oh, here you are. Good afternoon. Good to see you.
And then life goes on, as we always say. But it's quite interesting. A couple of things I noted there. I think naturally the governor will go to the most senior in the room. And at that time, I think it's the vice president. I'm not sure the president was in the room at this time, obviously.
He wasn't in the room.
He went straight to the most senior person. And I think it's commendable, the fact that, he saw that, first of all, commend the vice president.
Yes, that's right, yes, exactly.
And I think you did that for actually, you know, taking initiative and saying, you know what, yes, we know that there have been all this political drama, but let us try to calm the atmosphere. And he pointed to the governor, to the FCT minister, and then commend the governor for not disobeying, in quote, he approached the FCT minister. And this is what we always say. Exactly. Don't take politics too seriously. Okay?
Don't.
If you're a supporter, what have you, do not take it too seriously. When I say do not take it too seriously, I mean, do not put your life on the line. Do not engage in bloodshed or anything.
For any reason.
No way. You can converse, we can debate, let the ideas do the fighting, in quote.
Yes.
Not us doing the fighting.
Absolutely. So if there's a counsel that those of us in the media will continue to tell the people, and it's because we are privy to certain spaces. Do not take their fight that seriously. Because at the end of the fight, they will come out and say, we're brothers, brothers fight. But people have died, brothers fought. People have been killed, brothers fought. Houses have been destroyed, and all of that. So, hey, I think we need to tone down. Like I said, keep the civic space active, engage them. We engage them, we ask them tough questions as much as we can. You also ask them those tough questions, but don't put your life on the line because just see there, who says tomorrow they are not going to be hugging and laughing. I remember a particular incident in one of the South states, and the governor and his predecessor were saying, oh, they thought we want to say something. We deceived them, And then indeed, there was a fight, a very terrible fight that has not been resolved till today. So relax. So we know these guys.
Maybe we'll be playing that video from time to time. Maybe when there's political tension, we'll play that video.
Yeah, we'll play those videos.
This is what the political actors are doing behind the scenes.
We should actually do some things. This is a good idea.
Yeah, we'll show you behind the scenes from time to time.
Some of things. Yeah. So we show you when they were fighting and when they reconciled. So you take it easy because they are human beings, you know. They are fighting for their interests, in their political interests. So if you don't have that opportunity to be in that space, don't take it that seriously.
Absolutely.
Just ask them to do the right thing. That's all. We're not saying run away from this space. No. Don't kill yourself for any politician. It is not worth it. That's all we're saying.
And, you know, that meeting was actually predicated on the state of the nation, the economy, security, which, by the way, are tied. And, of course, economy, one of the top will be, of course, inflation figures, which we saw yesterday, and the value of the Naira. I am excited with some of the messages we'll be reading right now, because it shows that a lot of Nigerians, and that's what we talk about, let the ideas do the fighting, not, you know, political fighting and all of that. I am glad that Nigerians are paying attention and are proffering solutions. So we'll just walk through some of those posts now, particularly on X, about the Naira. I think first one is from Mustafa.
Yep. Mustafa A says, these are desperate economic times. Food inflation is a global problem. In the UK, prices are changing daily. Desperate times call for desperate measures. This, along with buying made in Nigeria goods and services, will have an immediate impact on the value of the Naira, as well as the availability of staple foods.
So you see Mustafa talking about, you know, buying made in Nigeria, buying local. We talked about that a lot. And you see Steve Lovin, Stephen Abazie on X saying this next one. So the increasing scarcity of the dollar and its growing demand in Nigeria are the major causes of the collapse of the Naira. It's quite simple the way he puts it, but it really just makes sense. And I think the next post will speak further to his particular...
And that's from Adini Martins. It says, Naira is now a floated currency, so its rise or fall against dollar depends on the demand and supply. Simple economics. The more we prioritize Naira by using Nigerian-made products, the more Naira values. I'm sure you want to say grows. Whatever we export or sell at international market, including crude oil, should be in Naira.
Yeah, that's tricky, because we know
it's a tricky one.
A barrel of oil is valued in dollar. But the point has been made. And hey, desperate times, right, calls for desperate measures. So maybe think out of the box. The president has said, well, he's not in support of some things, but he says we have to get ourselves out of this by ourselves. Nobody's coming to save us. We are the ones that will save ourselves. And in line with this, there have been protests across board. Last week, we saw protests in Niger, in Kano, in some other parts of the country. Well, Songota is next on that itinerary, if you could call it that. There was this protest, young people protesting the state of the economy, amongst other issues. And you see this one, schools in Niger saying, like play, these protests are gaining popularity. Governments across all levels need to find urgent solution to the hunger and hardship we are facing in the country. It says this is not just about the president alone. What are the state governors doing? That's the question from schools in Niger.
Well, there's a lot to talk about, exactly. So, hey, but we're going to keep this, just keep it coming. I'm going to provide more time on the show to make sure we read your thoughts, exactly. That's why the federal government, the CBN, has taken some drastic action. For international organization. If you make money in dollars, you're not going to take all that money in one fell swoop. You're going to take 50% out of the country and leave it the remaining 50% for 90 days, so that there will be liquidity. And also, if you're, whether it's travel allowance, or the travel allowances, whether it's business or personal, right now nobody's going to give you, the CBN or the banks are not going to give you cash. It's going to be electronic transfers.
And don't forget the IMTOs as well. So that particular policy had come.
So what the federal government is trying to do is just to keep liquidity as much as possible. Hey, so FXR creation is a drive. Let's see how that plays out at the end of the day. But we have a lot to talk about on the show today, and the economy is going to be our first conversation. With all this conversation that happened at the presidential villa yesterday, our guest is already here with us to join us in that conversation. Join us again. We'll be right back.